Hey guys, so what's up? Today I'm gonna be showcasing a Vraska deck. So the following footage, I actually had commentary on it, live commentary on it, but then the live commentary would have had to been like around an hour because the entire footage was around 54 minutes, and I was like, no way, I'm gonna make that a video. So I sped it up and then add some generic music to it, and now I'm basically just introducing the deck list now. So I made it to top 40, rank 40 with Vraska, and this was the list that I used. So I'm running the land it draws, Woodland Hermitage, because draw is always good, and you don't really need another card with Vraska. I've seen some people run Zombie, but I don't think it adds consistency to the deck at all. So we're running Pact of the Warlock. Not a lot of Vraska players run this. I haven't played against a Vraska player who had run Warlock. I have played against some who ran Druid, and I think they're doing the combo with Grim Echoes and what's it face, Brontosaurus. So we're running Mysterious Cocoon. It's just a nice 2-for-1 or 3-for-1. It can give you Runeshell Crabs, it can give you Fledgling Gryphs, a lot of different one creatures, all for that. Yeah, and we're running Birds of Paradise because we want more ramp. We do have ramp with Vraska's Grub, but obviously more ramp is good, especially since we're a control deck, and especially since we're running Daybreak Ranger and Tarask. So we want to, depends on the matchup, we want to ramp into Tarask as soon as possible. Vraska's Throne, just a very good card. So we need to talk about what cards you're gonna be drafting off of Vraska's Throne. And you're gonna be seeing this in my playstyle and in the following footage. But Ilharg, Tarask, and Torchbearer, these are your number one priority for your for closing games, right? Plague Hauler, it's a good card, especially against aggro. It's a free infest, or not a free, but an infest. Obviously, you don't want to add this into your deck, into your main deck, because you already have infests, right, for 4 mana. Monster Small, depends. You have enough ramp, but Monster Small can be good just as a chump blocker or just as a huge creature overall. For 4 drops, you have Shadeborn Steed, very good. Electro Alchemist, also very good. Can give you 2 spells if they do block this one, which most people would. And the spells can, it's average. Like, you can get some really busted spells, but like unstable mutagens, for example. But then again, it's random. So if I have other creatures that if I have other better creatures to draft off, then I wouldn't pick this. Necrotic Ooze, this is also a very good card. This enables us to recycle our finale creatures like our Shadeborn Steed. So yeah, just a very good card if you draft this off of your throne. Oh, Blood Crazed Vampire, such a good card, but it depends on the situation, right? Because it clugs your board, no, not your board, but your hand, because it gives you 2 Blood Crazed Vampires onto your hand every time you play it. Every time you play one, you get 2. So yeah, that can be bad news, but it gives you card advantage and it can push face in the end game. So you can, if you know your matchup is gonna last long, then you can draft this early. And it's also very good. It has very good synergy with our Warlock spell. Because at the end of the turn, like say you summon 4 Blood Crazed Vampires, you have no cards in hand, summon 4 Blood Crazed Vampires, at the end of the turn they die, you heal 4, and then you get 8. And that's not adding on the fact that they can attack with haste, right? So, oh, also the rest of the cards that I mentioned, it's either they're bad or they're already in the deck, so I don't need to mention them. So for the 2-drops, Godfire Devil is our a very good card to draft off of Vraska because you get ×2 finale, so you're actually getting ×4 Godfire Devil into your deck. So this can, in some scenarios, this can prevent you from decking out, and in some scenarios, this is your main con. Yeah, because you're with Vraska, Godfire Devil is actually very consistent because you're getting 2 Godfire Devils onto your deck, and you're drawing a lot with your merchants, your land, and your artifact. Aside from that, Shadow Weaver is a good draft, but not good enough for the main deck because playing this turn 1 and then playing Vraska's Throne turn 1 against like a Paladin or Steed, it might be good, but it's inconsistent, and most of the time, yeah, actually I've considered it. I've considered running this card, but I don't know. It's just that, yeah, it might be good, but I just don't have. I just haven't played with this enough to think that it's good. Like, yeah, because you know when they're gonna play Steed, right? Because if they draw Steed, for example, yeah, it's gonna be the ultimate turn player to counter against Paladin, because you're gonna be milling their Paladin Steed or Faithful Steed rather. If you know they didn't draw it, if you have Vraska's Throne and Shadow Weaver. But then again, that's a combo that's super inconsistent. You need 2 cards for that combo, and you need to be player 2, and it needs to be turn 1. And the opponent needs to not play a Steed on turn 1 for you to be able to know that they didn't have Steed that turn. So that's just, there's so many conditions to it that I just didn't want to bother with it at all. So yeah, those are the good drafts of this artifact. So let's go back to it. So Abyssal Chain, just another Vraska's Throne, but with draw, adds more consistency. Dodge Death, our main combo tool with Shadeborn Steed. Don't be shy using Dodge Death for Merchant of Death when you're trying to search for Tarask. Yeah, just don't be shy. Also, don't be shy to use Dodge Death on Soul of the Wood against aggro. It's always good. But don't use Dodge Death on Vraska Scrub. Just don't. Like, you're playing 2 mana. I mean, it can be good when you know you're going to be playing Tarask next turn, and your opponent has no way of answering Tarask, but I've done this mistake so many times before. Like, I'm casting 2 mana. Sorry. I'm casting 2 mana to get 2 mana. Right? So it's not worth it. Play another card instead. But then again, let's say you have 5 mana now. Oh, you have 4 mana now. You play Vraska's Grub and then Dodge Death on the Vraska's Grub. So you gain 2 more mana. Next turn you have 5 plus 7. 5 plus 2, so you have 7. You're able to play Tarask. So that's a good... but I still wouldn't do it, honestly. Infectious Scorpion is a one-off because it's too clunky. Like, you're only going to be playing 1 Fatal Infection and then only going to be casting it onto like 1 to 2 creatures. So having 2 Infectious Scorpions is super clunky, especially if they clog your hand like having I've had games where my land proc, I had 3 Fatal Infections in my hand, and then I have 4 other cards, so I was almost full, and I couldn't really play. I had Abyssal Chain on the board, and yeah, my other creatures was Merchant of Death, or my other cards for triggering my finale was Merchants of Death, and yeah, that's just really rough when the opponent has no real board presence for your Fatal Infection to actually take into effect. So I just put it to 1. You can draft this off of Throne anyway. Merchants of Death is our main draw. Grudge Match is a nice 2 for 1 removal, and also triggering our finale. Vraska Scrub or Ramp. Recycle Grotesque as 1. Similarly to Infectious Scorpion, is just too clunky. And it's not really slow, it's actually good, because it's another way to proc our finales, but it's just too clunky, and it's technically a 4-drop, right? Because yeah, it's technically a 4-drop, or if you separate it into turns, then it's a 3-drop, but you need to have played a creature beforehand. So yeah, Soul of the Wood is our main anti-aggro alongside with Infest. Yeah, +6. So many people don't realize how good this is. Like healing yourself for +6. Sheesh. It's already a really good effect, especially when you can use Dodge Death on it. So Infest, so you're able to get +12 immediately if you go Soul of the Wood, Dodge Death, and then proc it with Abyssal Chain. Infest, another aggro tool, counter aggro. Shadeborn Steed is our main mid-range and control-y type of counterplay. It's mostly going to be useful against Nissa and against class cards, so Elemental Mastery and maybe even Paladin, because sometimes they're going to save their Divine Smite for the most optimal Divine Smite, or sometimes they just can't Divine Smite at all because you don't have creatures on board. So you're able to make use of that fact and just Shadeborn or discard those cards away. Daybreak Ranger, very good card. I just realized that this is actually a very budget list. A very budget list, because Daybreak Ranger is a staple in green decks such as your Darmry and even with Nissa. And yeah, this is a very good card. The reason why we're running Birds of Paradise is also due partly because of Daybreak Ranger, so that you can play this on 4 and just be able to pop a creature. Charge of Stone is our 2-for-1. Remove a creature. It's also a non-destroy effect. It's a transform effect. So it's the one of the only non-blue cards that actually is a non-destroy effect, right? Because I think only blue cards have a destroy effect, a non-destroy effect with bouncing and what's this? Bouncing and transforming. And then Tarask is a really good win con against decks that don't have those that I mentioned, transform and forms of bounces. So against Ajani, against what's this face? Sarah, it's just a really good card against lower mid-range decks. And this is also one of the reasons why we run Birds of Paradise, because we want to run ramp into that. So yeah, that's it for the list. So this is a super budget friendly deck. This is a super staple land in some decks. The only thing that's, I guess, kind of hard to craft is this one. But then you have like, I forgot the package for this though. You have like a bundle, a warlock bundle that you can buy for 1,000 gems. I just forgot what the cards in it were. And then Terras, you can also receive Terras from the bundle with Druid. So for 1,000 gems. So if you have bought those, then you'd probably have Terras. And the rest are just rares and commons, and even like this Infest, just rares. And then this is signatures. So a lot of these, this is actually a very good budget option, budget friendly deck that you can do right away and be good at and climb to Mythic. So yeah, enjoy the following footage of the games. Peace.
Reminds me of a story. reminds me of a story. Reminds me of a story.
No.
reminds me of a story. 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 reminds me of a story.